The title of this video is going to be somewhat misleading because I'm most likely going to title it something along the lines of why Dopplers are the best. The video is not solely limited to Dopplers. Dopplers are going to be what I'm going to focus on, though. I just want people to understand that. Now, why am I talking about this? I said in my last video that people buy really uncommon, really stupid items, and it's so true. I've been guilty of this. I know people guilty of this. It just happens. You get suckered into wanting something and you buy it anyway because you think, okay, well, whatever, I'm going to keep it for a few months. And then when it goes to try and trade it, nobody's going to want it. And it's not going to be good. So with that being said, let me kind of dive into this and explain. Like I said, Dopplers are not the sole focus on this topic. You can pretty much go with any common item, and it doesn't have to be a knife. Inherently, it could be basically any skin as long as there's a lot of them in circulation and they have a pretty set standard value. Now, I'm going to focus on knives in this video, but for a couple of examples, the Hyper Beast series of skins are pretty good. Asimovs are pretty good. I mean, if you could kind of afford it, Dragon Lures are really good. Howls are pretty good. Just something that you know that will maintain its value. Fire Serpents, the like. Okay, something that's really common, something that's not, you know, really undesirable. You know, once you start getting into like souvenirs and stuff, things kind of they kind of get sketchy. Stat tracks kind of get sketchy, and so on and so forth. Keeping on in tail with the stat track side of things, try to avoid stat track knives. Really do. They're not that good. You can kind of get them for a good deal, but then trading them is going to be a pain in the ass, and it's just not worth your time. Inherently, get something that's easy to use. Don't get something that's going to sit there for 4 or 5 months and might even depreciate over time. Get something that you can flip relatively quickly, and you know you'll be able to make at least what you paid for it back. Moving on from there, do not get something minimal wear if it's supposed to be factory new. People do this all the time because they get it for so cheap. I'm going to quote, so cheap, from like BitSkins or something where it's like, oh, but they said it was like 55% off, dude, I had to buy it. Okay, it's not actually 55% off. The minimal wear market on certain items is so inflated. Why is a minimal wear Karambit Doppler more than a factory new one? It doesn't look better. It's solely that way because of rarity. That's the only reason. What's the point of paying more for something that looks worse? You know, I don't understand. So don't do that. It's not worth your time, and especially stat track minimal wears, don't touch them. Okay, now we've got that done. If you're going to get something, you know, like Dopplers, yeah, they're common, they're fairly good, people have a strong desire for them. Try to get them on a good knife model. Some people don't like the shadow daggers, you know. I don't mind shadow daggers. I know a lot of people who just refuse to buy them. Even like if they're sapphire, ruby, like if you want box one, great, you know, you're not out any money. But if you're buying them, I would just be careful, try to get them at a decent price. But it moves on to the buying portion of things. If you're going to buy one of these, okay, no matter which one it is, you know, if you're going to buy Karambit Doppler, Beta Doppler, whatever, there is such a large sum of these on Reddit that you can find what they're going for, so you make sure you're not getting screwed over, okay? Then you can kind of negotiate a way in, kind of get 2-3 keys off the price. You know, if it's 120 keys, say, well, I have 117 right now, and just give them 117. There's a 3-key leeway right there, and then you turn around and sell it in 2 months for 120. You made 3 keys. Woohoo! Now, that's not necessarily that easy. Most people are kind of stubborn, but if the first one fails and you see another one for the same price, give it a shot, and if worse comes to worse, you know, just pay the 120. Ideally, in a couple months, you'll be able to sell it for the same price, and you move on with your life. That's kind of how I recommend doing things. It's not like it used to be where you could buy something, put it on a gambling website, take all that money out, swap it for something way better because it's just heavily inflated. It doesn't work like that anymore. I wish it did. I would still be in the game. I'm not. I don't think it's really worth your time to try and do that. If some website's offering you like a god tier amount of money, just be careful with it. You know, don't get screwed over. Don't get scammed. Websites can scam you, you know, contrary to popular belief. But once again, when it comes to buying items, buy something that's common and buy something that has a set value. Asimovs are good. Dopplers are good. Tiger Tooth, Fades, Marble Fades. There's always going to be a desire for those items. Always. But when you go about getting a safari mesh because you wanted to buy the cheapest knife and you can't trade it because nobody wants to buy it, that's kind of why. Nobody really wants to buy that. I would rather, instead of putting $50 in for a safari mesh, I would rather put $60 in for a really decent looking gut knife case hardened. Why? Because it looks a little bit better, it's got more color to it, and it's not that ugly. So with lower tier items, it does kind of get harder to trade. Unless somebody just has to have a knife, you're pretty much never going to get rid of it unless somebody offers you like 75 to 80% of what the value of it is. My name is Nomi. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys understood what I was saying. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to respond. I will catch you guys next video.